Hello, this is Diana, and this is my Trailblazer University YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you transcend any limitations that you have and break through barriers as well. So today's topic is going to be factors to consider before deeming yourself emotionally unstable. So I was somebody who was on and off medications for like over 10 years. I had anxiety, mood swings, depression, all that stuff. So I went to a psychiatrist, a couple different psychiatrists, and I tried different medications, mood stabilizers, antidepressants, anti-anxiety, a little bit of everything. And I don't know, I mean, it did help me for a certain amount of time, but I also had these other factors in my life that I don't see until hindsight 2020. Now I look back, I see that if I made some of these changes that I've made now I'm not on any medication because I've made changes in these areas in my life. So these are just food for thought. Medical disclaimer: I'm not a doctor by any means, so I'm not saying that you should not take medication or get an evaluation or see a psychiatrist or anything or therapy or anything. I would definitely recommend it, but this is just something from my personal experience and just some things to consider. See how your mood shift when you change some of these things. So the first one, so it's basically a holistic approach, like a self-diagnosis, right? So it's going to be your physical, your mental and emotional. I consider those like in the same category, and then your spiritual as well. So physically, so from a physical aspect, first, your environment. What kind of people are you surrounding yourself by? Are you with toxic people? Or are you with people that party all the time? Um, Toxic relationships, different kinds of things. Sometimes we're in environments, we're living with our parents, maybe they're dysfunctional. We're in a relationship that's toxic, and maybe we have a kid with the person, and maybe financially we can't like leave the situation. So if you're in situations like that, so it's not as easy as cutting people off, right? So if you can't do that, then make sure you take time to yourself, um, reduce the amount of time you're spending with them. If you go up in your room or go out, get some coffee, go outside, dude, make sure you take some time to yourself. So if you're starting to feel negative energy from them rubbing off on you, then you take the time to recenter yourself. Um, and just get more some more clarity, and you'll feel a bit better. But I know, I was someone, you guys know me. I've had, I used to have addiction issues, and I noticed when I start cutting those people out that were partying all the time. I'm not talking about just a little bit like very heavy. I'm talking like it's a lifestyle, like very toxic substances that have a really negative, tense effect on my moods and anxiety. So when I stopped, hanging out with all those people, I noticed I started to feel better. Also, of course, to go along with that, what are you putting in your body? So substances, drugs, alcohol, even, even cigarettes, food. I notice, of course, you're cutting out substances or cutting down. Give it a try. You might need to seek help if it's something more serious. But if you're able to, just cut down your usage, whatever, whether it's alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, whatever it is, try to make some maybe minor changes. See how you feel, and I guarantee, you'll start to feel somewhat better, some relief. At first you still have a chemical imbalance because all the things do rewire your brain. But if you give yourself some substantial amount of time away from it or cut down, you will start to feel some relief. Start to feel a little better. It can take more time than others. I know food as well. I was a person that was addicted to sugar. I still like sugary foods. I still like stuff like that. But I notice when I'm not eating so much candy, chocolate all, I eat like more dark chocolate, or I just limit the amount of like sugar I have, even carbs, refined carbs, or even pasta, even heavy carbs, whatever. When I start eating less, I know I feel heavier. I feel get more depressed after I eat carbs. I feel good at first, and then I start to feel a little bit, um, down or like depressed, and then some of the sugar you feel really good, and then you get anxiety. And same with all those substances I listed before. These are all like temporary escapes. You like emotional eating, you're partying, to not feel your emotions. But once that comes down, sugar high, drug high, alcohol, whatever, then when you're back to yourself, your problems are still there, then you're chemically imbalanced, and then it just makes it worse in the end. Try to make some adjustments to those areas. I know when I eat more greens, or fruit and vegetables, stuff like that, I feel a lot better. Also physically exercise. I know when I'm just sitting around my bed all day, if I don't go exercise even a little bit, if I don't move around, I start to get bad depression. So cardio really helps me with my anxiety. But and even just walking in nature, even just walking around the block, anything helps get your body moving. Do something, move around, you know. Also, of course, social media. If you're spending too much time on your screens, I like to Netflix binge. I like to go on social media, but everything in moderation. So I notice, when you're on your screens, when you're doing stuff, you're not really present. You're kind of distracting yourself often, or sometimes we're comparing ourselves to other people, or even even certain types of movies make me feel a certain way, so just start to be aware of how you feel after you do certain things. See, if you're starting to feel bad, think about, what's the thing I just did? I just put something into my body. What did I do? Did I just eat something certain? Did I listen to something? Be more aware of it and how you feel, and make some adjustments according to that. So that's that. And then on the emotional and mental realm, like I said in my previous videos, your subconscious brain is taking in it has every memory stored, everything you're listening to, everything you're paying attention to, everything you're watching. So be mindful, what kind of music are you listening to? I know there's some kind of music that makes me feel down after. I know, it used to be 432 hertz was a frequency, right? Higher frequency, the better you feel, the higher the vibration. And I believe Rockefeller dumbed it down to like 440 hertz. A lot of the mainstream music you hear is 440 hertz. It's supposed to put you in a little bit of a lower vibration. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole too much with that, but try to listen. There's healing frequencies. Try listening. Go YouTube. Look at music that's like 432 or it's 528. There's a solfeggio frequencies. Those, you'll feel a lot better if you even listen to those for like 10 minutes or even just a little bit. You'll notice a difference. Give it a try. See what I mean? So also, what are you reading? Are you reading, what kind of books are you reading? Are you looking at celebrity gossip all the time? Those things put me at a lower mood, lower vibration. What are you watching? Like I said, I like to Netflix binge, but I know I still like to watch serial killer stuff, but when I was watching that like all the time, I noticed my mood was starting to be affected by that. So, everything in moderation. I'm not saying not to do these things, like I said. Just be mindful. How do you feel after you do these certain things? What are you feeding your mind? That definitely has an effect on your mood. And the last but not least, spiritual. So when I was just working a 9-to-5 job and didn't really feel like I had a purpose, or I didn't really have any hobbies and passion, I would just basically go into work. I would get a paycheck, great. And then I'd be burnt out from work, and I would just go home, eat, or I'd party, and then sleep, and I just Netflix. But I just really didn't feel like I had a purpose. I just feel like I was doing the same thing every day. So switch up your routine. Be more, what sets your soul on fire? What are you feeding your soul? Do you have any? If you don't have a life purpose, that's fine, but usually there are links to things you're passionate about, something really, what gives you joy, what you're passionate about, what really like brings your soul on fire type of thing. You need to start to find things you're passionate about, whether that's just hobbies or whatever. And if you really want to find your life purpose, well, another thing on the spiritual realm is being more present. So when we're more present, when we meditate, when you just turn off your screens, turn off everything, just sit in presence, see if you'll see what comes to you. You'll have some more clarity on maybe your life purpose, or things will start to enter your mind. And it's very important to take time to be present. When you're present, you can connect more with your soul and your spirit. And some people get more spiritual downloads. Like I know a lot of the video ideas I get, or from being present, I kind of turn everything off, and it's almost like I get a download, like a spiritual download. Like it just comes to me, and I get more clarity on like my next video, or maybe like I think of a new hobby or something. It usually comes to me when I turn off my brain, turn off all those distractions, all the screens for a little bit. Take some time to sit with your soul. You deserve it. So that is all I have for today. So just keep in mind, like I said, I'm not saying don't go on medication, but before you think you're emotionally unstable, think about all the things I listed. What are you feeding your body? your mind, and your soul. Pay attention to how you feel after these certain things. Make some of these changes, and I guarantee you'll see that you start to feel better. And you might still not feel good after, but things take time. Give things time. Start to make some changes. Some of these areas, maybe all of them, whatever. See, experiment. If you're really not feeling good, it's worth the experiment and see what works for you. It's been a long journey for me, but I definitely feel a lot better. Like I said, I'm able to successfully not go on medication because I do actually have healthier coping mechanisms, but because I've made changes in all these areas, and it's definitely worth it. You're worth it, and like I said, if you need medical advice, seek it out. So that is all I have for today. And if you resonate with my content, feel free to subscribe or like or comment or share. And I always pin a comment for discussion. So out of all these things I listed, are there any of these changes? What changes are you going to make, to see if you feel better? Or have you made any of these changes and noticed that you feel better, and what was that, if so? And also, I have a Facebook group, Trailblazers of the Universe, and I also have an Instagram, also called Trailblazers of the Universe. So you'll see the link in the video description and my channel description. So have a good day, everybody. Namaste.